All right, hey there everybody, Doug here with the LincolnList.com, just taking advantage of one beautiful November afternoon here in San Diego, California. 85 degrees in November, unbelievable. Taking a little bit of a nature hike. Now I don't get out hike that often, it's not one of my things, but this week I thought I kind of needed it to just kind of clear my mind because I've been stuck in a few of these emotional capital trades lately, and I think you know what I mean by this. This is when you get so consumed with the particular outcome of a trade that's all you are thinking about. You're so fixated on it, and whether this trade ends up working out for you or not, that doesn't even matter. That's not even the point. The point is it's costing you so much opportunity and drama that you're just missing out on all these other opportunities. Now for me, this kind of happens in two different ways. One, you might find yourself in the same situation. Like, for example, maybe it starts out, you got an idea for a trade and you take it, and it doesn't quite work out, but it's not really hurting you. Maybe the stock moves against you a little bit, and you decide that, you still think you're right on this particular trade, and you add to it, and then it kind of moves away from you again, and you add, and maybe that cycle happens a couple of more times, and then you realize that at a certain point, you now have so much position size on this particular trade that if it doesn't work out for you, you might just get smoked. That trade loss might destroy maybe 10 to 15 good trades that you made, or it might just take out your whole entire month, and for some of you, hell, maybe even a year. So you get so fixated on that thing that you really try your best to make that thing work. And another way it kind of happens for me sometimes is that a trade, you just get this little stubborn gene. I mean, we all get that little ego and stubborn where you just think a trade is supposed to do something. Maybe the stock is down for 18 days in a row or up 18 days in a row, or maybe it's just so overbought that you just cannot believe that stock can go any higher. So you short it, and then you short some more, and then you short some more, and then there's that point again where you know that you have kind of crossed the line, and if you lose on this trade, it's totally going to kill your portfolio. So again, what we do is we focus so much energy and attention on this that there's all of these other easier, good trades just kind of floating by, and we just pass them up. So the question becomes, what do we do to kind of fix that problem? I mean, it could be difficult, but what do we really do to fix it? The easiest thing, well, let's kind of rewind there a little bit. For example, when you take a trade, you've got a certain analysis, you've got a certain strategy that you're using, but when you're in a trade, what the typical time frame that its trade might take to work out. Maybe if you're a day trader, you're talking about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and usually most of the trades will work out for you. If you're a swing trader, maybe it's 1 or 2 days, but there's a certain time frame or a window when a trade works out. There comes a point when you're in a trade and you're putting up too much of a fight, and it goes past that time frame. And what it really does is it decreases your odds of succeeding on that particular trade. And you just know that there's that point, like I mentioned earlier, you just know there's a certain point that this trade is probably not going to work out for you, but yet we still kind of want to stay in there and fight it. So kind of use that time frame limit that once you've passed a certain time, if a trade's not working out, then it's probably not going to be that good of a trade. And if you think about all your great winners, just think about some of the greatest winners you've had recently. These are the trades that usually, the best ones of course, are the ones that work out right away. You get into it, you're hardly ever down on the trade, it moves into your direction, it was like piece of cake. Those are the kind of trades, I mean, of course, we all wish we had piece of cake trades, but I think you know what I mean here. The longer you fight with a particular trade, or the more effort that you're putting in to make a certain trade be successful, I think you're gonna not be successful in that trade, or it's gonna be a little bit harder probability. And the other thing is just the ego part is just kind of letting go. You can look at these trades sometimes, we get it like a marriage. It's like almost like being in a long-term relationship with someone where you just love them so much, but you just don't gel with them. I mean, every time you get with them, it's just a bad recipe. And I think you guys know everybody's been in love, right? You know what I'm talking about. And you just don't want to leave that person because you just don't know what's on the other side. You're too afraid to make that leap. You don't know what life is going to be like without them. But finally, when you get rid of them, it's like this big burden just kind of rolling right off of your chest, and you're like, oh, thank God, I finally got rid of that fool. I don't know what took me so long. Trading's the same way. The easiest way to do this is just kind of erase that thing and flick it right off your watch list and just bury that thing in the past and move on to better trades. So in the end, what we got to look at here is sometimes, I mean, you can't beat yourself up too much, because no matter how long you trade, every once in a while you're going to find yourself, your ego kind of taking over. And for me, it kind of happens after my hottest streaks. Like the longer I go with winning, the bigger the wins, or the bigger the months when they start reaching 20 to 30,000. Then I always start feeling so confident, maybe a little bit of ego, maybe a little bit of cockiness in there. I always feel like I can make any trade work. And there's going to come a point where you're putting up too much of a fight. So if you find yourself in a trade and you're fighting too much to make it work, or it's gotten out of control where you no longer trust your own judgment, and you're out there on social media looking for opinions that agree with you, and you're doing more and more research trying to figure out, is this trade going to work or not? The best thing to do is just trade her up, cut that thing, flick it off your watch list, and move on. I hope that helped you. I hope after I watch this video it kind of helps me. Thanks for watching. At any time you need any help, feel free to visit thelincolnlist.com. Take care of yourself.